you're laughing. Hi guys, we're back again. The mother and son will. Today we are making
Kontomre stew. Kontomre stew and yam.
It's about ready. So we're making kontomre stew. It's made mainly with the cocoyam leaves. An alternative to the cocoyam leaves are spinach leaves, right? So without much, we're gonna just jump right into it. First off, we are starting with the beef. We're gonna slice the beef into nice sized chunks. This is a pound, 1 pound beef, top side beef. This is usually the soft side of the beef. So you can see, nicely cut them into medium sizes, then we steam them. So when we finish this, we're going to season this with some fresh ginger, garlic, complete seasoning, and onions. So we have our nicely peeled garlic, ginger, and onions here. We're going to blend all of this together and use to season or steam our beef. So she's cutting the onions to smaller sizes to make it easy for the blender. Add in a little bit of water to ease the blending. So we add the blended spice to the meats. Right, so we're gonna add in some salt, some complete seasoning, some dry rosemary, and some dry basil. We'll put that onto the fire. And we'll leave that to steam for a few minutes, about 20 to 35 minutes, or until it's soft. So you nicely cut them into thin slices for the stew. Our kontomre has been nicely chopped, and we cut them this way, and we're not going to boil it. We're going to use it straight to keep all the nutrients in there. The next is to blend our tomatoes. So we're using 1 bulb of red onions, and then 3 medium-sized tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and about 5 to 6 scotch bonnets, red scotch bonnets. So in the same blender we used previously, the remaining spices, we're going to just cut the tomatoes and then the onions and put them into that blender. So we'll add some water and send it to the blender. So we have some fresh melon seeds, which is agushi. This is what it looks like before it's blended into the powder form. So we're going to just show you quickly how you can do this at home, and this is much cleaner, this is much safer as compared to the already blended one. You don't know where it was blended and all of that. So quickly going to wash this. We're going to add some water to it and rinse it nicely. Then we'll soak it in the water for a bit before we blend it. So just give it a quick rinse 1 to 2 times, then finish it up and soak it in some water. So you rinse it about 1 to 2 times, depending on how dirty the seeds look. So we're doing the second rinse. So now we're just gonna hit it with some water and leave it to soak whilst we start the stew. Our beef is nicely cooked. Just look how thick the sauce is. We're gonna use that for our stew. So start with the oil. Nice. So next thing is our fermented fish or momoni. Always remember to give it a quick rinse before putting in the oil. So we're adding tomato. We're adding in our tomatoes. Beginning to smell nice in here already. We're gonna let this cook for a bit, allowing the tomatoes cook nicely. So we have here our willy, also known as cowhide. Nigerians call it pomo. So you use it. Okay. So just like she said, because we're not going to steam it before, we're going to put it in early to speed up the cooking process of the willy. Then we have our clams or adodi. This is also going to go in early. Okay, so we put that in. It's been nicely washed and deveined. So with the willy as well, go in. So these are all going to boil with the tomatoes. And because the willy is usually tough or hard, it goes in quick so that we fasten the cooking process. Okay, so we're going to blend our melon seeds in the blender. Yeah. So we'll add some water, then we'll blend this on high speed to become a puree. So usually the ones we buy in the market are dry milled. That's how come they are dried. But with this one, you don't need to go through that process. You just need to blend it straight away and you have your puree. Going in with the meat, with the stock, everything in there nicely. So the stew is coming together nicely. So our agushi has been nicely blended. See how nice and fluffy it is. So this is a hack my mom uses. Sorry about the crows in the back. This is a hack my mom uses to make the agushi fluffer when she's making the stew. So usually when you use just the agushi or the melon seeds, it's kind of like it doesn't chunk up. It binds it, and then when it cooks, it fluffs up and becomes chunky in the stew. So we're going to crack in 2 eggs. Nice. What do we have here? We have
Happy to this amount. Your first born routine.
So yeah, what are the chances? What are the probabilities in getting 2 yolks in 1 egg? My mom says I should tap into this anointing. I mean, it's just 2 eggs. It's not babies. So I mean, we're just gonna mix this up in the agushi, and then we'll let it set for a bit. Then we use it in the stew. Stew's looking good. We are going to put the agushi inside now, and then allow it to fluff up. So you don't stir, cover, and then allow it to cook. Okay, so you can see the age. So now we are adding in our leaves. It looks so pretty. Cover it up and allow it to cook. You know, fresh cracked habanero, scotch bonnets, sorry. And introduce some. The last thing that's going to go in is our fresh mackerel, and then we'll be done. We're chopping in some fresh onions for crunch and for flavor. So adding in our smoked mackerel. Do that gently so that we don't crack the fish. Cover it up. We'll cover it up and then let it do its work. So we're going to use some yam to eat the kontomre. And as usual, you have to that the yam is good. So the stew is ready. Looks so beautiful. You can have this with rice, you can have this with kinky yam, plantain, bangkun, whatever you want to have it with. Eba. It's very nutritious dish. Yeah. I don't know if you can have it with fufu. But yeah. I think Nigerians call this vegetable soup. Looks good. So we're going to quickly boil some yam and devour this. We're just going to finish off with some sea salt. It already tastes good without the sauce. The adode is usually preserved using salt. That's the clams. So the salt in there, the mamonito also plays a role in adding salt. So you really don't need a lot of salt when you're making it, especially when you're using those ingredients, right? So we just hit it with a little bit of salt, and yeah, tastes great. So yam is on fire. We have some eggs in there. I'm gonna cook that quickly and then eat with the kontomre. Dishing it out into the bowl.
Hey,
So our kontomre is ready. Serve it up with some 2 eggs and some yams. So there you have it, guys. Kontomre stew with yam and eggs. Okay. Right, food's ready. We're about to begin.